I'm here to bring you a Let's Play, and ignore that this is legal emulation. I'm not breaking any laws here. Anyway, welcome to Final Fantasy 1 and 2 Dawn of Souls. First, this is just going to be a Final Fantasy 1 LP. If I actually decide to, I'll do Final Fantasy 2, but for now, yeah. So, first things first, I want to thank all the people who are already, I want to thank all the people who are already subscribed to me, because you guys are awesome. I don't even know how some of you guys discovered my existence, but, you know, the fact that you guys were willing to subscribe to someone who basically has nothing but crap on the internet so far, it's great. Anyway, first things first, the team. I'm going to be going with a warrior as my, frontman for two reasons. One, the warrior, well, first things first, the position in the team actually does matter. It determines how much damage they'll actually be taking, because it's like the equivalent to the row system where they're standing in the team. So the top two people are basically in the front row, the back two are in the back row. So, my warrior is definitely the spearhead, because he can equip basically every armor in the game. So that's why you want to have a warrior. As the second person, well, I should just describe every class real quick. I guess I can. You have thieves who are quick, have very light armor, and in this game are actually capable of stealing. They're actually pretty useful in this game, but I'm still not going to use one. Red mages, which can use white and black magic, but they aren't very good at either of them compared to white mages and black mages. However, they are also pretty good with weapons and armor, so they're basically an all-rounder. If you want to use one of them, definitely go for it. They can be really useful. Black mages uses black magic, as their name would imply. Nothing too fancy there. White mages use white magic, same thing. And monks are basically better off not using any weapons once they reach a certain point. I'm going to be using a monk. They also have naturally high defense. I'm going to be naming the monk after the person who was supposed to be co-commentating with me, or at least his username. Yeah, my friend Leo513, who's also one of my 5 subscribers, was supposed to be co-commentating. He might be able to appear in lair parts, but not right now. I'm specifically choosing the black mage in this position just because I need the white mage to stay alive, and I'm kind of paranoid about the whole thing, so yeah. I'm naming the black mage after one of my friends' IRL's username, Chaos. I realize that this is like, you know, I'm not even gonna mention that right now. Those of you who know this game actually know what I'm talking about, but whatever. And in this game, the white mage is actually female, as opposed to the original, which you couldn't tell their gender, but they all kind of look male-ish. I'm gonna be naming her after one of my friends in DeviantArt, Cloud Asterisk. So yeah, there's our team. Now for a boring introduction that you probably don't care about. The world lies shrouded in darkness. The winds die. The seas rage. I really hope this isn't lagging. The earth decays. By the way, I'm going to be keeping these videos kind of short, but the people believe in a prophecy, patiently awaiting its fulfillment. When darkness fails the world, 4 warriors of light shall come. I really hope my voice sounds good. After a long journey, 4 young travelers did at last appear. And in the hand of each was clutched a crystal. Or in the original NES version. Where was that? But yeah, those are the 4 crystals of the planet. I guess. Forget what they're actually called. Anyway, first things first, you want to head into this town. This is Cornelia, the starting town of the game, and I'm going to introduce each of the areas. And that'll probably be all the time I'll have for this episode, because I'm keeping these videos kind of short for audio purposes. They tend to desync if they're too long. This is an inn. For a certain price of gil, you can stay the night, and I'll fully heal your HP and MP, which they have MP rather than spell charges in this version. This is a item shop. You can buy stuff like potions and antidotes and stuff there. Pretty nice. This is the only kind of building that you'll actually have to go inside to tell what it is. This is the clinic, although it looks more like a church. If any of your characters die, you want to come here immediately to get them re-lifeified. I know it's a very terrible choice of words because it's not a real word, but whatever. Now on to the 4 places where we're actually going to go to get equipped. The weapon shop, armor shop, white magic shop, and black magic shop. I'm going to explain right now what I'm going to be getting for equipment, just so I can get that understood. I'm going to be buying a rapier for the weapon of the warrior, and he will also be getting chainmail, because you can buy that here. The monk, I shall be buying a wooden nunchaku for his weapon, and a, actually I'm not going to be buying any armor for him because he's better off without any armor. The black mage is actually pretty good where he is, although the armor is actually hindering him a bit, so gonna be removing that. And for weapons of the white mage, I'm gonna buy a hammer and remove the armor because that's also hindering her. That's weapons and armor. As far as magic goes, and I'm actually gonna be displaying that one on screen, not gonna be buying it, but I'm gonna be buying Cure and Dia. Cure is a great healing spell that's going to be of a lot of use, at least early on. It's always good to have this spell. It's a must-have for a white mage. And Dia is going to be exceedingly useful because of the number of undead that we'll be fighting, especially early on in the game. So those are definitely must-haves in terms of white magic. Black magic, fire is a must-have. Thunder is a must-have, and that's for these 2 spells. They're kind of useless. If you really want a 3rd spell, since you can have 3, I guess I'd recommend Sleep. It's kind of useful. But yeah, I'm going to pause the recording and do that now, since I actually have more time than I thought, and be back. And we're back, and if you'll notice, the screen was paused there. That's because I'm using VBA as my emulator. Again, legal emulation. So yeah, I bought the equipment I wanted, and I guess I'll just show myself equipping this stuff. And that'll give me an opportunity to actually explain how this stuff is actually hindering the monk. As you see, his defense actually went up when we took that off. Amazing, am I right? Huh. It's still better for them to not have it, since evasion is actually a much more vital stat than than defense. So it's better to unequip the stuff. And now, real quick, I want to go over one quick more explanation, and then we'll be good. You only want to have weapons on the monk for as long as his accuracy, ACC, as you can see in the lower right area, is lower than 32. Once it gets above 32, he wants to go barefisted for basically the rest of the game, because he'll be able to do a lot more damage that way. As far as what ACC does, is that you'll actually be getting multiple hits in on the enemy per attack when you have higher ACC. Every 32 it goes up. So yeah, it's definitely worth keeping that in mind. Also, like I said, I bought the spells I mentioned I would buy. So yeah, there's that. And yeah, I suppose I could... Actually, we're running out of time, so I'm going to be keeping these videos around 10 minutes for, like I said before, the audio desyncs if it goes above that. So yeah, I guess until next time, I'm Kinfin, and I'm going to be signing out. I need to work on a catchphrase. See ya!